Hello, welcome back to Moonlight Reel. Today we're going to look some more at the Book of Winx, my textbook of Winx magic. And we're opening to, as you can see, the very beginning. We just looked at a few pages last time, and now we're going to get to the first lessons, which I know you're not going to be able to read it, but as best I can do, best I've got. The first lesson is titled Really Basic Winx, up at the top. And it has a quote from, I assume from the 4Kids version of the show. Winx is many things, Stella tells Bloom. It's your source of power, as in your strength and energy, but it's also what guides you. It's your magical identity. You have to imagine that in Stella's super bouncy voice. And then the book goes on to talk about Winx. Long ago, when the universe began and planets were given life, every living thing received a spark of magic. As we grow up from babies to adults, our spark changes. Some people use their magic in an ordinary way, to become great at art or fixing cars or being a friend or whatever. Some people don't have enough hope or belief to use their spark for anything at all. This is very sad. And some people want to use their spark to do magic, as in casting spells and seeing the future and things like that. Since we're all unique people, we all have magic in a different form. Your Winx is your particular magic. It's the way your life has shaped you, the things you love, and the dreams you have for the future. Your magic is connected to the to the things you love and the things you're good at. Most of the Winx have this kind of magic. Bloom is the keeper of the Dragonfire, a great power that was given to her when she was a baby. Some of you might be like her, with special powers that were given to you or passed down in your fairy family. These powers come from your past in other realms, so the best way to learn about them is to meditate and seek your past memories, or to travel other realms looking for someone who knows about you. And here's the picture at the bottom is of Sailor Moon, and there's a note here that says, a person's spark is invisible, of course, but when artists portray it, they usually draw something like this. And it's Sailor Moon with her brooch glowing. So that's the first lesson in the Book of Winx, this introduction to, like, your personal magic and what it is. And the next page says a different way of looking at it. Oops. You can't read it, but at least you can look at the same page I'm looking at. And this is a different way of looking at it. Magic is power that's inside us and in the world. We're all part of magic. Our connection to magic is in what we love, what feels like magic to each of us. So we all have the same magic, the same connection to the same magic. It just looks different to everybody. Most people see magic through the lens of tradition or religion. Lots of religions have magic in them, they just don't use that word. Lots of people who do magic in the world today use the lens of the Wiccan religion because, you know, it looks like magic. And it works really well for that and helping people see magic, and it brings people together because when you see the same things, it's easier to work together. But old things are not the only paths to magic. Most of us here in like Winx fairy magic on the internet, I guess, is what it means by here. Most of us on here get magic through the story and ideas in Winx Club. But we could get it in other ways. And then the book goes into this kind of an interesting digression of how you could do magic with Digimon. I like Digimon. I watched Digimon back in the day. It says, for example, Digimon. A person who saw their magic through digi-colored glasses would say, my crest, instead of my power source. If you think about it, they really are pretty much the same thing between the two shows. Their familiar spirit, instead of looking like a pixie or whatever else, would be either an invisible Digimon or a talking Digimon toy. You can get stuffed Digis, or at least you could while the show was still on. Again, if you think about it, Digimon, familiars, pixies, even like Pikachu, it's just 3 different words for a spirit critter that bonds with you and helps you with your magic. Our imaginary Digidestined magic user casts spells by pointing her Digivice toy at the things she wants to enchant, or just holding it up and saying the spell. She can learn Wicca-type spells and give them a digital slant with her Digivice as her primary tool. She might also make a tag with her crest on it. When she wants to travel, she sits and meditates and leaves her body sitting there while her spirit walks to the nearest computer and says, "Digiport open." She transforms while being swept through the barrier between worlds and appears in the digital world in her new form with her Digimon companion at her side. She'd have to find portals from the digital world to other realms if she wanted to explore other places, but I'm sure there are portals. And then the book mentions, I guess there's a wise man in Digimon named Genai. It's been so many years since I've read it. The book mentions it, but I have actually forgotten. But the book says he might know about portals. This is just an example of magic and stories coming together. At the moment, we see magic through Winx-colored glasses, but we could do magic with any story, or a combination of stories. Your view of magic will change over time. You'll be seeing it through many different lenses. Each different stage you go through will make your magic stronger and richer as you build more memories. So that's the first 2 pages of the Book of Winx, a basic introduction to what magic is and sort of what Winx magic is or could be. It also reminds me a lot of pop culture paganism. If you look on the Tumblr pop culture paganism or pop culture magic tag, there's all sorts of interesting stuff about people doing magic from shows and computer games and stuff, like blending Wicca with whatever show it is. I think Supernatural is pretty popular because they have awesome magic circles, but things like that. So that's it for this video. We looked at the first 2 pages, but there's a whole lot more. We'll come back and read them in future videos. If you enjoyed this, please leave me a like or a comment so that I know you did, and then I'll know to do more of it. So that's all for now. I'll see you all later. Goodbye!